Hey everybody. Hey everybody, it's time for another it's time for the first time since late 2022. It's time for the first review intro. This time as the Douglas Blair Roberts actor base persona, the Super Beta 400, the brown skin human, back at you with another Disney Channel television series and movie intro and television series for various other channels. 2020s version. This is a 2020s remake. The previous one I did ended up being way too long for the first review that I'm going to be doing with this intro, and that is the Disney Channel's newest show, Saturdays, that'll be the second part. And that will be the first video with this intro. The song will be the same, Sonic's Weekend. Even though I will be wearing my skinny jeans, real life superhero rock and roll working class look number 2, my skinny jeans sweatsuit with zipper, gloves, and shades. This will be reviewed as Douglas Blair Roberts, the actor. Because as much as I badly wanted to do make this a real life superhero review, I can't, because other than a couple of comic book and cartoon graphics, there is nothing super. There is in the cool, colorful outfits that they have. There is nothing superhero about this television series. So as such, it cannot be a real life superhero review. So with that being said, let's make my grand entrance and let's get started with Disney Channel's Saturdays, the first review with this intro. Now, it's time for my thoughts on Pretty Freakin Scary's season finale, which, in contrast to Saturdays, the previous show I talked about, this show, I loved their season finale, and I only have one issue with it, and already I'm going to get that out the way because everything else was so awesome. The one issue I have with it is the season 1 finale ended on a cliffhanger. When the show Pretty Freakin Scary was and is not guaranteed a season 2. So if Disney decides to pull the plug on the show, that is the end of Pretty Freakin Scary, and it will end on a season 1. It will end on a cliffhanger. This is the issue I have with cliffhangers. When it comes to any form of show, I prefer the producers, directors, and writers to wrap things up within that season. To wrap everything up within that season, just in case, and then then if you are green, then leave the other stuff just in case you are green lighted for season 2. But I hate it when they, like this show, use a cliffhanger for ratings to hotshot themselves into a season 2. It doesn't work often, and especially in these days, it doesn't work, and especially on Disney Channel, it doesn't work, and it just leaves the show incomplete. It just leaves the show incomplete and ruins a great show. But unlike Saturdays, Pretty Freaking Scary looks like it's gonna be. It looks Disney Channel can still cancel at the same time. It looks like this will be coming back for at least a second season because of the way it's shot, filmed, and everything. Unlike Saturdays, which was filmed like a movie, a single camera show. This is a multi-camera. This show right here, Pretty Freaking Scary, is a multi-camera, laugh track heavy, situation comedy based show. As much as I hate that style, even though this show handles it much better than the other Disney Channel shows, especially Villains of Valley View. Pretty Freaking Scary. Pretty Freaking Scary. Pretty Freaking Scary is a situation comedy. Is easier to shoot and produce, and this one is even. I think this one is even easier to shoot than Villains because you don't have to spend as much time on the costumes because their costumes are realistic, what everyone wears in real life, compared to the Villains, compared to the over the top costumes the Villains of Valley View and the characters in Ultraviolet and Black Scorpion wore. Yeah, Pretty Freaking Scary. Like I said in my reviews, which will be in the description box below. Like I said in both, like I said in all 4 reviews. Pretty Freaking Scary, phenomenal series. There were dull moments, such as the filler episodes that have little to do with the actual main ongoing plot of the series. Which was Frankie Rip falling into a manhole, dying, waking up in the underworld. But since her death was an accident, she's allowed to return to the world of the living with two guardians, with two of the guardians of the underworld. That's Pretty, an Afro-American guardian, and Scary, a rebel, and no nonsense hard ass. She's able to return to with those two as her guys, and they pose as humans at her school in the witch call. She comes back to find her life turned upside, her perfect life, which she had before she died, turned upside down, and she has to perform. The three have to perform a series of tasks for the Grim Reaper, or else Frankie will have to return to the underworld. That is the main ongoing plot. Episodes that have little to do with that plot were the weakest, but the ones focusing exclusively on that plot were the best. And things towards midway, and especially towards the end of the series, things got interesting, and it just kept getting better, and better. In the final 2 episodes, in the first of your 2-part season 1 finale, Life at the End of the Tunnel. Elric Snickering learns that his grandfather, Theodore Snickering is evil and is the one responsible for Frankie's death, as the manhole Frankie fell under was intended for him, and his father Theodore tries to use the powers on Elric, but Elric tries to use his hypnotized powers, which, by looking into people's eyes, he can make people forget everything. That just happened. Snickering's able to protect himself with the talisman. Pretty and them um Pretty in them gave Pretty in them gave them. And this not Elric not only learned about the secret of who his father really was and what really happened, but it also once again mended and repaired his relationship with Frankie, who Elric thought Frankie was just using him, which is using him for his, which is trying to get with him and uses him for his money, for his for his for his money. But then the brother Remy, the younger brother Remy, was able to convince him that it was he who's been investigating Theodore Snickering and the Snickering place, and Frankie is forgiven, but once again Elric then develops a grudge against all of them after Remy, wanting to investigate Theodore more, sneaks inside the Elric's mansion, forcing Frankie, Pretty, and Scary, and Frankie's new goth friend, whose name I can't remember at the moment, to go get go get him. Go get him, and then his Snickering suspects all of them of trying to snoop in, and I guess take something, trying to snoop in and take something, and once again is leeching off his name. But then when Carson, Remy's friend Carson, and a workmate in their group Sweaty, Steve, presses a lever that opens the door. Elric Snickering's secret, Theodore secret, and everything is exposed, and everyone is forgiven. Then in the next episode, the big showdown. The Grim Reaper, determined to correct her first mishap, which was letting Theodore Snickering escape the underworld. She tries to find and eventually succeeds in finding Theodore Snickering. However, Theodore Snickering anticipated her arrival and teamed up with the Grim Reaper's assistant Christie, and together they were able to trap the Grim Reaper by freezing her in one place, and then forcing Frankie, Pretty, and Scary, and the goth girl, and Remy to come and save the Grim Reaper, the Grim Reaper. After a short showdown with Theodore Snickering, they were able to free the Grim Reaper. And the Grim Reaper has everyone leave the room except Theodore Snickering. And finally, the Grim Reaper prepares to take Theodore Snickering back to the underworld. But Theodore Snickering, the scheming Theodore Snickering, manages to convince her one last time to hug and bid his son farewell, as he will go back to the underworld for good. But right when the Grim Reaper foolishly turns her back, Theodore Snickering, in the most despicable thing ever, sacrifices and throws his son in the way, and Grim accidentally takes his son back to the underworld. So his son, Elric Snickering, is trapped in the underworld, and it appears that the Grim Reaper is relieved of her duties as she's dealing with the council, leaving Christie in charge, and that's how the episode ends. The episode ends with Frankie and the group noticing that if Elric is in the underworld, that means Theodore is still running around in this world, and they got to do something about it. And the episode ends with all of them saying they're gonna need the Sweaty help. Man, I cannot wait for season 2. The seasons 2 of Pretty Freaking Scary and the season 3 of Villains of Valley View, which I'm pretty sure both shows will be greenlighted. They haven't been greenlighted yet, but they haven't announced their cancelizations either. These two shows are two of the biggest things I'm looking forward to already in 2024. In 2024, man, what a finale that was. The short narration and large webcam reviews will be in the description box below. and I'll also be doing the post episode review and reactions in random order. So yeah, this was my review of Pretty Freakin Scary. To see all the other stuff I just said, the links will be in the description box below, and they will be on my respective channels. You don't want to hear the rest of the music? Turn the video off right now. There will also be more videos on Pretty Freakin Scary.